morning. Happy Tuesday. Pastor Todd here. Welcome to, I don't know what I'm going to call this. Right now it's morning manna. And it's, so we come in, we get your daily dose of dough is really kind of the idea to start your day off right. If you joined us yesterday, we are in the book of 1 Thessalonians, and I don't want to go too long or anything like that. So we're going to move right into, we did the first chapter of 1 Thessalonians. If you want, you can check that out. But right now we're going to get into the first part of chapter 2, reading through verse 7. It says this. You know, brothers and sisters, that our visit to you was not without results. We had previously suffered and been treated outrageously in Philippi, as you know. But with the help of our God, we dared to tell you his gospel in the face of strong opposition. For the appeal we make does not spring from error or impure motives, nor are we trying to trick you. On the contrary, we speak as those approved by God to be entrusted with the gospel. We are not trying to please people, but God, who tests our hearts. You know we never used flattery, nor did we put on a mask to cover up greed. God is our witness. We were not looking for praise from people, not from you or anyone else. Even though as apostles of Christ, we could have asserted our authority. Instead, we were like young children among you. Now, one of the commentaries that I use when I do Bible prep and things like that, or sermon prep, I use a number of them, but Asbury is one of the ones that I occasionally use. I don't use it often. There are others that I use more. But one thing I noticed in the Asbury Bible commentary, it says this: conduct matches motives. I'm going to say that again. Conduct matches motives. And the point that he says, this is what Asbury writes, talking about Paul in particular, did not seek to manipulate through flattery, did not use the apparently good action of preaching the gospel as a means of covering up anything or achieving a real aim or any kind of material gain. And he did not risk seeking praise from men, but rather he only wanted to glorify God. And we saw that when he writes at the end of verse 4, he says, we are not trying to please people, but God who tests our hearts. Now that's what I want to focus on today, because I think in today's church, the Christian is I think we're bad at this, to be honest with you. I think I'm bad at it, and I think pastors across the board are bad at it. And if that's the case, then probably many of you struggle with this as well. We are people pleasers. We live in a consumer-driven country club church culture. That's just the truth of the day. And what we are seeing is that does not yield a very strong Christianity. The church, by and large, is apostate in some cases. And I think that's because rather than seek the approval of God, we seek the approval of man. We have pastors and preachers who do not preach on sin, who don't talk about repentance, because they are afraid if they do, people will not come back to their church. People pleasing. We talked about this Sunday in the idea of people turning themselves to what their itching ears want to hear, and that there will be no shortage of people who are willing to fill that void. And what you see happening here in the second chapter of this letter is Paul saying, not only am I not going to do that, I've never done that, and here's the proof that I've never done that. Could have done that, but I'm not going to do it. And so I want to encourage you as you go on to your day, you're starting your Tuesday out, or whenever it happens to be that you're watching this, don't make your aim today to be a people-pleasing person. Make your aim today to please God. I like to say it like this: we have an audience of one. At the end of the day, only one person is really paying attention. The world might be watching, but God is watching with a different set of eyes. And remember, as I say all the time, it is appointed for man to die once, and then the judgment. So really, pleasing God should be our primary focus, and we see evidence of that here with Paul. So let that be your focus. Don't be a people-pleasing person. Be a God-pleaser. We'll see you tomorrow.